The shortcuts will catch up with you. That is a good enough ground for the Home Office to deny you visas. And they are now denying visas left, right, and center. I just have to ask in my language. Manje mchaita se? Guys, all the while we've been saying that once you get a certificate of sponsorship, that is a good enough reason to celebrate, because it's an assurance that you now have a job in UK, and all that is left is for you to apply for your visa and then relocate to UK. The sad reality is that that is no longer the case. Getting a certificate of sponsorship here in UK no longer guarantees you a job. Why am I saying so? In my DM this week alone, 3 people messaged me indicating that they had their visas denied. The care worker visas denied. Last week, one person also DM'd me indicating that they also had their visa denied. And the thing is, guys, when it comes to my DMs, per given day, I receive over 100 messages. Across all social media, I receive over 100 messages. And this means I'm not able to go through all the messages that I receive per given day. But as I was browsing through the messages, 3 people this week were denied visas. And there's a possibility that there could be more people who were denied visas, but I was not able to read their messages because I cannot read all hundreds and hundreds of messages per given day. There is one particular reason that I need you to be mindful of that is causing a lot of people to have their visas denied. As we all know, the Home Office is on a crackdown. They want to eradicate all the corruption that is going on. And I'm sure you are all aware that there's a lot of corruption going on with regards to the health and care worker visa. People are buying the certificate of sponsorship. People are coming to UK with no experience. People are coming to UK with no job interviews. People are coming to UK without meeting the eligibility criteria, but they are able to come because they would have paid their hard-earned cash. But the Home Office is now aware of that, and it is on a crackdown. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you one major reason why the Home Office is denying people visas, so that if you're in the process of coming here to UK, you are mindful of that for starters. And if you are applying for your visa, you are also mindful of that because you don't want your visa to be denied. If you are new to my channel, my name is pauline.popo.moyo, and this is the channel where we keep things real. Even the sensitive issues, we discuss them, guys. We don't have to sugarcoat anything. We have to talk of the reality on the ground, so that whatever decision you're making, if you're coming here to UK, you make an informed decision. We'll come and share information here with you. Sometimes you might not like what we share, but the truth always has to be told. So guys, without wasting any of your time, let's get into it. I'm a savage. First of all, disclaimer, I'm not an immigration advisor. I do not work for the Home Office. I only share information based on my own research, and you can also do your own research to validate whatever information I share, or if you're not happy enough with the information that I share here, you are always free to do your own research. So guys, back in the days when you're applying for a job here in UK, there is what we call a labor market test. And a labor market test simply means that the job was advertised here in UK and there was no one here in UK to undertake that job, so the employer ended up hiring from overseas. The job was advertised. That is the number one important thing that you have to take note of. The job was advertised. So what is happening is, when people are now applying for their health and care worker visa, the Home Office is now very strict because of what has been going on. I'm sure all of us know what has been going on. So now when you apply for a visa, at times you might not be granted the visa. The Home Office can ask you to provide additional information if you're applying for a visa. And I'm going to read to you some of the things which people were asked to provide as additional information so that they can complete their visa process, whether they agree to give them the visa or they deny the visa. So they don't make any decision until they get the additional information. And guys, if you're applying for your visa, if they ask for additional information, you're only given 10 days for you to be able to supply the additional information. So guys, one, it says evidence of prior employment in a relevant field to the role you are undertaking in the UK. 6145 care workers and home carer. 2, qualifications that show you have the requisite skill set to undertake your role in the UK. 6145 care workers and home carer. Then another one who was also denied was asked, evidence of how you applied for this role. Where was the job advertised? Were you interviewed? If so, how was the interview conducted? Provide any previous experience. So guys, before I elaborate on these questions, this is one of the reasons why the Home Office can deny you a visa. They state that even if you have been offered a job by a valid UK sponsor, if UKVI has reason to believe that you do not have the necessary skills to perform your job, they will refuse your application. Do you understand, guys? If Home Office feels as if you don't have the necessary skill set for the job that you have applied for, they will refuse your visa. So this is one of the reasons why visas were being denied. If you remember, I once shared here a video about one of the recruiters who had her sponsor license revoked, and she did mention that people are coming in as teachers. People are coming in as teachers and they only have 3 months experience, or they have no experience in care work. They only did maybe nurse aid training and attachments, and then they relocated to UK. So before you come here to UK, before they approve your visa, they want to find out where you are coming from. Were you working as a domiciliary carer? Were you working as a healthcare assistant? Were you working as a support worker? Do you have enough experience required for the role that you're undertaking here in the UK? So while they'll ask an individual, where did you see the job? It's because they want to assess the job. If they're asking the individual, where did you see the job ad? They want to find out if the job was advertised, let's say on Indeed, what were the requirements for the job in Indeed? Did they say 6 months experience? Did they say 1 year experience? And if the job ad said 1 year experience, 2 years experience, 6 months experience, and you have 3 months experience, how do you explain getting a job when you only have 3 months experience, yet the ad said they want 1 year experience? And for those who've been buying the certificate of sponsorship, I just have to ask in my language, manje mchaita se? Manje mchaita se, what are you going to do? What are you going to say when the Home Office needs that information? So this is one of the reasons, guys, that people are being denied visas. They don't have the necessary skills for the job. They don't have the qualifications for the job. Even if they have the qualifications for the job, the experience that they have does not meet the experience which was required for the job here in the UK. So you see that buying certificate of sponsorship sometimes does not help you in any way, because you can spend your £7,500 that people are spending. You can spend £12,000, because yesterday someone was communicating with me. She actually told me that she was asked to pay £12,000 for a certificate of sponsorship. You pay all that money for a certificate of sponsorship, and then Home Office denies you the visa. Try to say, what are you going to do? So painful as this sounds, it is important that if you're applying for healthcare jobs here in UK, you use the proper path. I always emphasize on using the proper path. Avoid this thing of buying the certificate of sponsorship. The buying of certificate of sponsorship is what has made the Home Office this strict. Guys, it has made the Home Office this strict. So follow proper channels. I always say when you're applying for a job, make sure you meet the eligibility criteria. And when you're applying for a job, make sure you take note of where the job was advertised. And if you are being interviewed, you make sure you take note of the day, you save the date to your interview, you actually have the invite for the interview, because people have come here without being interviewed. And I know there are people that have asked several times, how did you secure a job without an interview? They have come to UK without an interview, and the Home Office now knows that. So they will ask all those questions. When were you interviewed? How were you interviewed? And if you've got no evidence of you being interviewed, you have no you don't even know how you were interviewed, you don't even know the questions that you were asked for the interviews, that is a good enough ground for the Home Office to deny you visas. And they are now denying visas left, right, and center. Left, right, and center. So guys, I beg you, follow the proper channels when you're applying for your healthcare assistant jobs here in UK. The shortcuts will catch up with you, because not only is Home Office now strict the visa application, they are also going to check for sponsor compliance, which means they're also going to go to different sponsors and find out if they are complying with the rules and regulations which are governed by the UK government. And if they are not complying, they can revoke the sponsor's license. And if they revoke the sponsor's license, you know what happened to the others. 26 people had to look for jobs. They're given 60 days, and sometimes it is difficult for you to secure a job if the other employer knows that you took a shortcut to come to UK. You also don't have the relevant qualifications that are required for you to be able to come to UK. You understand, guys? So it's important that we adhere to the rules and regulations. Anyhow, the government has set aside £15 million to enable you guys to come here to UK. If you follow the proper path, you get the interview that you need, you get the job that you need, you get the sponsor license that you need, you get the visa that you need, and you get all that without paying a single dime. Of course, you can pay for your visa and flight tickets and stuff like that, but you don't have to pay for your certificate of sponsorship, because it will catch up with you. It will catch up with you. And guys, I always say, even if you're applying for jobs, you'd rather be volunteering elsewhere, you'd rather be working, so that you gain more and more experience, such that when the time comes when you're now applying for a visa, you have relevant experience, and Home Office won't deny you on grounds that you are a teacher, you have no experience in care, but you've been granted a certificate of sponsorship. How come? You get it, guys? So this is the reality on the ground. This is what is happening. We're not going to sugarcoat, because I don't like sugarcoating. I like you to know the truth, so that you prepare yourselves and you do the right thing, so that you don't find yourself in a similar situation. This is all that I wanted to share with you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And guys, we are on the road to 50k subscribers. Thanks to you for your love and support, and I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Much love from me to you. I will see you in my next video. Bye.